Welcome back, guys. We've missed you guys. What didn't you miss? Didn't miss us? Like we've
Yeah,
all missed you guys. Like yeah, we've missed you guys a lot. It has been the transfer windows has been tough. It has been superb for some teams. For Manchester United, we just got three players. That's Ngumukunya and Sesko. Yeah, and
and
also Diogo Leon.
okay,
But
yes,
people didn't really talk about his transfer, like because it wasn't really signed with like a large amount of money.
yeah,
Yeah, I think a lot of teams actually did a lot of transfers, and we actually gave you some transfer news. But we're back. Football is back
yeah.
finally. Football is back. The Premier League is back. That's why this video is dedicated to the EPL. This is our normal EPL wrap up, match day reviews, and all you need to know about the EPL. So we'll be starting today with congratulations to Chelsea for winning the Club World Cup, an English team winning the first ever Club World Cup, joint Club World Cup. That's the extended version of this particular competition. A very, very, very big, massive one for the English Premier League. No one even saw it coming. No one saw it. We saw it. We were thinking that the likes of PSG, Manchester City,
Real
Dortmund,
Madrid.
so many surprises in that particular competition. But congratulations to Chelsea.
Yeah, congratulations to Chelsea. They did a lot they fought to win that. Although they gave them some small teams in between the tournament, but
Yeah.
kudos to them.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. Even me, I actually agree with that point that Chelsea didn't really play any big team to get to that particular triumph.
Yes.
And kudos to them. They won. They beat PSG in the finals. Three goals to zero. For Palmer winning the player of the tournament in that particular competition. A very good one, massive, adding to the Europa Conference League that they had. And now they are trying to gun for the league. Let's see what will happen since they started the season so shaky. So I'll be giving the match day match
Results.
one match day one results. Liverpool played Bournemouth. That game ended 4 goals to 2. Aston Villa held Newcastle on a goalless draw. Brighton also held Fulham on a 1-1 draw. Sunderland, the newly promoted side, defeated West Ham. That game ended 3 goals to 0. Tottenham also defeated Burnley. That game also ended 3 goals to 0. Manchester City took an away win over Wolves. That game ended in favor of Manchester City, like I mentioned. That game ended 4 goals to 0. And on Sunday, we saw some games happen, which was Chelsea holding Crystal Palace, or should we say Crystal Palace holding Chelsea on a goalless draw. Nottingham Forest defeated Brentford 3 goals to 1. Manchester United were defeated by Arsenal. That game ended 1-0. But a lot of people said that Manchester United played a little bit better than what they finished the season with. And finally, yesterday, which was Monday, Leeds United defeated Everton. And that game saw Jack Grealish coming on as playing his first match as an Everton player. That game ended 1 goal to 0. What do you think? What are the upsets? What are the games that you were looking forward to?
Yeah,
What are the games that
one
results?
of the game I was looking forward to, and it was the game between Manchester United and Arsenal. Let me just talk briefly on that game. I watched the game. It was actually an interesting game up until the set piece, the corner kick that Arsenal used to score. I don't know when a player actually stays in that type of position to actually um, block a keeper. I think the VAR was needed to work at that moment, because if the VAR worked at that moment, that goal would have been chopped off.
Yeah, I don't think the VAR was even called to even check that particular incident.
I think some referees, one thing that happened is some referees is that um, when they make some decisions, to go back to overturn the decision is always hard for them. So I think that actually played out in that game.
For me, for that particular game, I would have expected better from Bayende, which is Manchester United's goalkeeper. At least if you are a goalkeeper, we know Manchester United has been suffering from set pieces problem since from last season and coming back into the season. Our first goal conceded is also a set piece. I think Bayende should actually do better in that particular situation where he's meant to be the one to take authority. That's try to move the players away from him, even if the player tries to stay in front of you. You try to do a foul or do something that if that situation where he is used to even after they blocked him. You shout, you fall on the ground, you do like this guy. He put his hand on my in my eyes or all this. You do some other acting.
I think after that goal, I think Manchester United actually came up in that game.
Yeah,
At least holding them to a
to
1-0
1-0.
draw.
Yes,
They
they
want
couldn't
to win
even.
and not allowing them concede more goals because last season we were high, like they were scoring
Yes,
Manchester United high numbers. So it's a good and a bad game. It was a
yeah,
good game in a way we didn't concede a lot of goals,
and
and it was a bad game because we didn't win the game.
yeah, and Manchester United has an history where we've not beaten. Manchester United has not defeated Arsenal in the last six meetings. I think that should be corrected from Manchester United. We need a win from them this season. I think Manchester United has defeated is in the Premier League because Manchester United defeated Arsenal last season
Yeah,
in the
FA Cup.
EFL Cup, and we know that Manchester United and a lot of Arsenal fans have been seeing Arsenal fans. They've really been calling even on radio where we went to have a discussion. A lot of Arsenal fans calling in and saying that this is this, that is that. And I said thank you very much to Manchester United for giving them a voice.
Yeah, I think Manchester United actually gave Arsenal a voice, but we'll be going into the game between Liverpool and Bournemouth. That game started 2 goals, then Bournemouth actually equalized. When Bournemouth equalized, I was like,
So happy.
Bournemouth is back. But Liverpool being Liverpool, Mo Salah being Mo
Mo
Salah,
Salah, yeah.
scoring a goal and changing the game. It ended 4 goals to 2.
Yeah, and
Very interesting game.
yeah, we're seeing Ekitike actually showing up week in, week
Who's
out
out here?
for his new side. This is the second. Is him scoring his second goal for the team.
Yeah,
He scored
two
in the
consecutive
finals
games.
of that they lost on penalties, and now we see him that he has scored another goal in this league. New calendar.
Yeah, I think Ekitike is one player that we should look up to in this
Yeah,
week, this
I really love his
season.
style.
He's a player that actually plays with style. Frimpong as well. He's
Takes
actually one player that plays very well for Liverpool
Ekitike
now.
takes his chances. That's what I see because if you look at his goal that he scored against Crystal Palace in the finals, you will see that he actually worked for his ball.
Yeah.
He got the ball. He made sure there was a space, and he shot. He took a shot directly to the post, and it landed into the post.
Now we're seeing. We got a news earlier this season that one of the ex Premier League players was actually predicting Mo Salah being the highest goal scorer for this season. I think it's Aguero that actually said that.
Yeah,
What do you think about that? Because he's already scoring, and
yeah.
at that age, he has scored 10 consecutive
Expensive
opening
opening
games,
game. Yeah,
and that's a history that nobody has ever met.
yeah,
And I don't think anybody will match that. 10
yeah.
seasons straight and 10 opening goals. It's something to be talked about.
Yeah, that's what they call longevity,
Yeah.
and he actually signed an extended contract that's going to be with Liverpool for a while.
Yeah.
And we know that Liverpool is not his first team that he played for. We see, I think he played for Chelsea before coming to Liverpool, and now being a Liverpool player, playing like a star that he is. I was actually saying that No Salah cannot score in this game because they've signed a lot of players that can score. And Van Dijk said something. I think in Messian. Now when the people go talk say Nigerian people go talk say Messian. How you go talk say how you say that you
You
have
have Salah
a Mo Salah in your team, you have a Frimpong in
and you
your
need
team,
strikers.
you have a Florian Wirtz in your team, and you need a striker, a proper striker. Let fine. Alexander Isak is in the market, and they can actually try to get him. You can actually say I love Alexander Isak and I want him to be in the team, but you can't say that yeah you need a proper striker when you have all these ammunition
For me,
with you.
one signing that I think hasn't proved itself in this season is Florian Wirtz, because it was the highest paid this season, and he hasn't showed up
Yeah,
because
he got an assist.
he
Yeah,
got an
he has
assist is
gotten.
not a goal, because if you are looking at a striker, game gets a striker, and Florian Wirtz, for getting him for that amount,
Yeah,
goals need to. It's just like Holland.
he has a fair argument because you can actually say that he's not really a striker. Like he plays at the middle and tries to cut in like free pong. But I actually say yes for him signing for that amount of money. I actually say that he's someone that is should be relied on. But he got an assist, so I won't blame him. Maybe he's just coming up. Let's see second game, third
Also,
game,
what do
fourth
you
game,
think about
and all this other
Haaland?
game.
Haaland scoring 2 goals, getting into the season. It's is
Yeah,
tying in the highest goals this
last
season.
season was a very tough season for
Yeah,
Erling Haaland. We know he got injured and was out. And even before his injury, he actually didn't score. He was on a goal drought for a long time. And whenever he comes, he just scores to close the goal drought, then comes back again, then goes on injury. Then throughout that season, I don't think last season was a good season for him. It's
yeah. I
not.
don't think it was a perfect season for him.
Even for Manchester City, it wasn't. But they got off to a very, very good start. Number one on the table, scoring 4 goals, four goals, having 4 goals on the board, not conceding. And someone says that they don't need Ederson. They didn't use Ederson for that game, but I would actually say that with all the saga in the Premier League this season, I don't know. What do you think about Ederson leaving Manchester City?
It's long overdue. Yeah, Edison has used his time in Manchester City. He has tried. During the years he played for them, he played very well. I think it's time to actually take up another opportunity in another club. But the prices they are bringing for him is not what Edison is meant to be getting.
Yeah,
Edison is a top
yeah,
goalkeeper
very, very
who
tough.
is meant to actually be ranked in, let's just say, 40 million.
Yeah,
Andy Onana was bought for 50,
60,
60
59 million. Yeah,
15 million plus, and you are looking at someone like Edison, the Brazilian, trying to do his thing,
yeah,
and you
for
are pricing him 20. I would say 20
10
million,
million.
10 million.
Galatasaray came up with a bid of 10 million.
That's so sad.
It was rejected. It was rejected by by Manchester City, saying that they are demanding for 20 to 25 million because they also need a substitute goalkeeper, and we're also looking at getting Donnarumma. Donnarumma saga. They said that Donnarumma has agreed a deal with
City.
Manchester City, but Manchester City does not want to pay the same amount that PSG are requesting for. PSG are requesting for 40 million for Donnarumma. I
Uh,
think now Manchester United, please open your eyes. There are keepers now up for grabs.
yes,
There's Edison, there's
there's Dibu
Donnarumma.
Martinez, there's
Le-
Edison, there's Donnarumma. I think Manchester United should look
Into these three
into
players.
those 3 players to actually change that back.
Yeah, so we'll be moving on. I think you'll be giving us the table for this particular
Yes.
season.
So I'll be giving you the table. Manchester City is on number one. They're topping the table with goals
Yes,
difference. Then number two, Sunderland. Number three, Spurs. Number four, Liverpool. Five on the table, Nottingham Forest. Sixth on the table, Arsenal. Seventh on the table, Leeds. Eighth on the table, Brighton. Ninth, Fulham. Aston Villa 10th, Chelsea taking the 11th position, Crystal Palace are taking the 12th position, Newcastle 13th, Everton 14th, Manchester United were taking the position we left
last
last
season.
season, and we're retaining that position. That's 15th, Bournemouth 16th, Brentford 17th, and the relegation teams, that's 18th, Burnley 19th, West Ham, and Wolves 20.
Yes, for me, I actually think there's a lot that is going to change, and there are also some surprises. The promoted sides are actually at the top of the top 10 of the table.
Yes,
That is two of the
except Burnley,
except Burnley. That's
Sunderland, and
Sunderland
Leeds.
that won their first game 3 goals to 0. being second on that table, a lot is going to change on this table because I don't think Sunderland can maintain this second. And also Leeds United actually they actually had a one goal win, and they are actually they are actually number seven. They have a one goal difference on that particular log, and they are
Right.
number seven on
I
that list.
think Sunderland even being on that number two is because see, the team they played Burnley. It was obvious that that game will end in one of the
Yeah, Sunderland played West Ham.
West Ham rather beating them 3 goals to. That means West Ham's next game is actually I think Chelsea.
Yeah, West Ham to their defense, they lost Kudus.
Yeah,
Kudus went to Tottenham. He's presently a Tottenham
Tottenham.
player right now, and I actually say that I'll actually blame that on them losing out on Kudus and didn't get really much replacement to be reinforced in that particular Kudus department. So I actually say that maybe that's why Sunderland. But three uh, Sunderland scoring 3 goals over a Premier League side,
Side, yeah.
that's actually a stretch.
Yeah.
That's a
I
stretch.
think West Ham needs to do more because they are going to play a lot of big teams
Yeah,
next.
I'm not,
Chelsea, I think there was a news about the ref that will be refereeing their
yes,
game.
man.
So I think West Ham needs to do better, especially between the big teams, the top teams in the
Yeah,
league.
yeah, and you mentioned Chelsea right now. Chelsea were held on a 0-0 uh,
Draw with
draw with
Crystal
Crystal
Palace.
Palace. Crystal Palace that just won the Community Shield.
Kudos to one player. I'll just clap for one player, and that is Eberechi Eze.
Yeah.
We don't know his future in Crystal Palace today,
Yes.
as of today, but he played spectacular football on Sunday. Eberechi Eze, he took the team from the beginning
Yeah, to the end.
to
And
when he was
when he
being
was subbed off,
substituted.
we know Chelsea almost scored,
Yes,
meaning that that guy is really the heartbeat. And we're also hearing a lot of things um, in that particular team. Eberechi Eze, we're hearing that rumors of him going
Arsenal.
to Arsenal, and Mateta also. We're also hearing rumors that Mateta also wants to leave the club.
I think for me, if players are leaving a club like that, I think they just want to pursue a dream because they've
Okay.
actually won trophies already because they've been insulting them that they are trophyless, they've been trophyless for a while, and they've actually changed the narrative
Yeah.
and they've won those trophies. So I think they want to just go and just experience a new adventure. Like Eberechi is a spectacular player. I think he needs to be integrated more in the England squad generally.
Yeah.
And a team like Arsenal
Definitely.
actually needs him in their team.
Very quickly with this topic. So we're moving on very quickly with these topics. Noah Okafor will
Yeah,
sign his contract for Leeds United till 2029. That contract will be in a deal worth 21 million, and that's actually a very good one for him. He moved to AC Milan, I think last season or last
yeah,
2 seasons with Chukwueze, and we know that he has not really been a feature in their squad. So him being moving to Leeds United, the Premier League side presently, and we see they won their first game with the
yeah.
addition of Noah Okafor. I think they will actually elevate their game because he's a very prolific striker.
Yeah, and talking about him, I watched some highlights of him play at AC Milan. Very spectacular player. He scores a lot of goals. He at least he tries in the team. He's a team player.
Yeah.
And he tries a lot. And
Okay.
him being integrated to that Leeds squad, I think Leeds are actually gunning for a number 1 to 10 position. They don't want to actually go back.
Yeah.
So that I think that's what do you think about Everton? Everton are always in the mix of being finishing 17th, 16th. What do you think? Would they be relegated this season?
I don't think so. I don't think Everton if worst comes to worst, they will actually beat different teams, or the relegated the promoted teams will actually go back to the relegation. but I don't think Everton is going to be a team that will be in contention for leaving this season.
So, but do you think Manchester United will start good football coming seasons?
Yeah, definitely. Manchester United. We saw the improvements in the match day with the inclusion of Sesko, Umbomo, and
Cunha.
Cunha. The sad thing was them not was Manchester United not starting Sesko and making and another thing is we saw the brilliant football that Shaw could actually give to Manchester United. So we just pray that Shaw is going to be healthy this season because he's not always healthy. That's my problem with Shaw. And moving on to some other transfer news quickly, Jadon Sancho, Manchester United and AS Roma agreed a deal for Jadon Sancho to leave Manchester United with in 23 million pounds for 5 years and 5 million add-ons. But Sancho Sancho's agent wants 11 million commission on that particular deal. So that's what is dragging that deal from actually being
Yeah,
actualized.
I think this is actually coming in as a if as a Manchester United fan, we don't love what Jadon Sancho actually did to Manchester United before he left. So I would just say is getting the reward of what he actually did to Manchester United
Because
after
Manchester
leaving,
United
switching,
bought
all those.
Jadon Sancho for close to 80 million pounds, and now we are agreeing to collect 23 million for this guy to move to AS
Yeah,
Roma, and
that's to
his
show.
agent is now the problem to this particular deal.
Yeah, that's to show how Jadon Sancho poorly performed um, at Manchester United and
For
at
Manchester
other
United because he performed for
Dortmund.
Chelsea and they got a cup. Dortmund, they actually reached the final. So Jadon Sancho might not really be the problem. Maybe he just cannot really adapt to Manchester United system.
Yeah.
And moving on quickly, Jadon Garnacho, that's Alejandro Garnacho from Manchester United to Chelsea. Do you think that deal is going to work? 45 million to 50 million deal.
Um, Sancho deserves better, deserves more. But
Garnacho.
Garnacho deserves more. But I'll just say yes. I think Garnacho should actually leave
No,
because he
no,
wasn't even included in the squad list of
yeah,
Cameroon's
definitely,
first game.
definitely. But is he really going to go to Chelsea? Like, is this deal really going to happen?
He said he
Because
loves Chelsea.
transfer deadline is just in how many days? It's
He actually said he loves Chelsea.
yeah, okay. So
So if a player says
he
he wants
wants
to
to
leave,
go, yeah.
and I think the club should actually
And again,
do
he
that.
has also been dropped from the Argentina squad. Uh, Coach decided not to take him. Moving on to Nottingham Forest, that will be the last news for today. That's Nottingham Forest transfer window this season. They signed Igor Jesus for 19 million, Jack Huha for 12 million, Dan Undoy, that's one of their biggest signings this season for 42 million, Omari Hutchison for 42 million, one of the biggest signings as well. James McAtee from Manchester City, that cost them 25.5 million. Then Armando Calomendo, that's what cost them 30 million. They've spent 170.5 million pounds this season going into the Europa League this season.
Yeah. Let me just say a little about this transfer. I'm seeing two Brazilian players, two players from England. Um, then one from France. Um, I love when a team actually tries to create a new team. I think that's the major reason why we're hearing rumors on news about Taiwo Awoni will be exiting Nottingham Forest very soon. We don't know how soon, but that's the news
Yeah,
going around that.
I actually think the reason here is just because of the Europa League. They've never been. It's been a while since we saw Nottingham Forest in an European
Yes,
conversation. And if they win this Europa League, they have the chance of the getting to the Champions League. If you win the Europa League, you move to the Champions
Champions
League.
League. Yes.
So that's one way of getting to the Champions League, apart from
Um,
getting the top five spots.
Nottingham Forest were actually angry that they were actually moved to to play in the Europa because Crystal Palace were demoted to the Conference League. But don't you think that's a blessing in disguise for Crystal Palace because any team that comes from England that actually plays the Conference League always take it up.
Yeah.
Most times
Most of
because Crystal
uh,
Palace is one of the
aside
biggest teams.
aside Sevilla, who that's like one of their entitlements. Yeah, they've won it the most, the Europa League.
Yeah,
So England sides actually support the England sides. So English teams will be going to this particular Europa League. And actually, for me, I'm a Manchester United fan. Speaking on Manchester United is an English Premier League team.
yeah,
So
and we're not
uh,
going anywhere
and
this season.
Manchester United is not going on
So
any
what is your
European journeys.
before we end this? What are your prediction? What is your prediction for Manchester United? Are we going to win any trophy, and what trophies do you feel
Yeah,
Manchester
I
United will?
think for Manchester United, Ruben Amorim needs to just focus on rebuilding. Try to rebuild the team. Try to know who your starting 11 is very fast. And let's just try to make it to the top five slots.
Yeah, for me, I feel our signings need to be used better. Punya, Sesko, and
Mbomo.
Mbomo, you bought them for a reason. Use them,
And also
start them
get
together
a goalkeeper before the end of the
before the end.
transfer window.
Yes, so if we can do all that, I think Manchester United will be going on with let's just say two trophies.
Yeah,
That's let's just say the FA Cup and Carabao Cup.
and even going for the league as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we'll go for the league.
yeah,
Hopefully.
so thank you guys for watching.
Uh,
This is another call for you to start using one XBet if you've not been using it. So
yeah, you can use bet one expert using our promo code Sporting and out SPRLTINANDOUT and just use our promo code, register, use the promo code and get up to
300%
300%
bonus.
bonus using
Yes,
that code.
just click on the website onexbet.com. Click on register. Follow the instructions. Put in your name. Put in your phone number and all the instructions. And when you get to the referral, use our promo code Sporting and out to get SPRLTINANDOUT Sporting and out to get up to 300% bonus on your first deposit.
Don't
So
forget, this is an 18 plus ad. If you are not 18,
please
please don't
don't
bet
bet
and bet responsibly.
responsibly. Like,
Share
share,
and
and
subscribe.
subscribe.